Welcome to this session on commodity derivatives and risk management, and today we are going to discuss different derivative contracts pertaining to gold. So like any commodity session, let's first understand what do we mean by gold spot market and who are the major players in the gold market. And then we will be going into discussing what are the major derivative contracts, exchange traded derivative contracts on gold, as well as forward contracts and OTC contracts signed by gold producers and others. But if you recall, last class I was supposed to discuss about the crack spread, and because of the lack of connectivity to the internet, I could not give you the example or show you the example. I'll just take 1 minute to show you that example on crack spread, and then today we'll start the discussion on gold. Okay, I hope you can see the screen now. This particular screen, which is from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange CME, and this shows the crack spread calculation. Let's focus on this panel, that is your 3:2:1 crack spread. So if you can see, the 3:2:1 crack spread is calculated with respect to 3 crude oil prices of 3 crude oil, like if somebody is buying 3 barrels of crude oil and 2 barrels of gasoline and 1 barrel of heating oil. So if I have just given these details, $46 per crude oil, 1.50 per gallon of gasoline, which is multiplied by 42, gives us 1 barrel of gasoline. Similarly, 42 gallon of heating oil. So all this I have given. So when I give this, so it is coming to 15.88 per barrel. Let me change, let's say this one I make it, let's say 44 or 42. Let's see how much is. So you have 19.88 because the refiner is going to get a higher margin when heating oil price and gasoline price remains unchanged and crude oil price goes down. And let's go to another price. Let's say we go into 56. What happens to our? With 56, crude oil crack spread is coming to $55.88 a barrel. Similarly, you can have crack spread can be calculated for 1 crude oil vis-a-vis 1 heating oil. You can have 1 crude oil vis-a-vis 1 gasoline, so on and so forth. Okay, now let's start our today's discussion on gold. So so as you recall, I mean, all of you know, gold is a very, very important part of every person's investment portfolio, specifically every Indian. So every household has some amount of gold, either in jewelry form or in coin or bar form. And it is not only the gold is not only important for Indian people, it is also equally important since time immemorial for all human beings. In fact, Karl Marx mentioned that although gold and silver are not by nature money, money is by nature gold and silver. So the importance of gold can be understood from this particular statement, that gold and silver may not be by nature money, but money by nature is gold and silver. And we will understand this the importance of this statement in far greater detail as we go along in our discussion about various aspects of gold. and as I have mentioned, it is most important human position of human beings in the history of mankind. And the World Gold Council, it is the one of the important body with respect to information pertaining to gold. So any information related to production, the consumption, the all interesting dimension with respect to gold is available at this World Gold Council website. So if you spend some time more on seeing what information this particular websites provides. So as per this particular website information, global demand for gold is around 4,000 tons. On every year almost it hovers around 4,000 tons, and to be precise, it was 4,212 tons in the year 2015. And how this particular how this 4,222 ton is used, a majority portion of gold is used in terms of jewelry form, and followed by investment purpose in the form of bars and gold coins. And central banks of almost all countries hold gold as part of their reserve, and central banks are the third largest categories of investors, and only 8% of the gold is used by industrial application. So if you can see in the slide, around 57.3% is jewelry, 24% is for bar coins which is used predominantly for investment, and 14% is used by central banks, and 8% is for industrial applications, mostly fabrication of electronics and dental and medical applications. And it is no secret that China and India are the largest consumers of the gold, and they consume more than 50% of the total gold consumption. And globally, total new gold production is around 3,000 tons. Again, on an average, total new gold which gets mined from the earth's surface, it is around 3,000 tons. So where does this additional 4,200 tons come from? This is the old gold which gets recycled. Now coming to which are the major countries which produce gold, you have China, Australia, Russia, and US, Canada and South Africa are the major producers of the gold. And if you know, India does not produce gold in any in any manner. In fact, the Kolar Gold, which is only one gold mining company, stopped its operation in the year 2001. In between, there was some discussion regarding reviving the company with when the gold price went up to around 1,700 US dollar per ounce, but not major activity has been done to revive this company, and India remains almost zero producer of gold. Of course, some of the copper mining companies produce gold, but the amount of gold which is produced by these Indian companies are next to nil. Now, why are we so much interested in holding gold? And it crosses across countries, it crosses across religion, and so one of the couple of the most important reason for holding gold is the hedge against inflation, and gold acting as a safe haven investment. So what do we mean by hedge against inflation? Okay, before I go into discussion of this, let's understand something called a nominal interest rate and real interest rate. If you know, when we make a fixed deposit in a bank, we get around 8% or 8.5% per annum in our fixed deposit in INR rupee deposit, rupee denominated deposit, and that is our nominal interest rate. So that is what bank is going to give. But in the meantime, let's say the inflation is hovering around 10%. So what happens to our real rate of return? Real rate of return is, if 8.5% is the nominal interest and inflation is 10%, our real return is negative 1.5%. So the return from the gold has always remained positive irrespective of whatever has happened to the inflation, and this has been researchers have studied this aspect in many countries across many time periods, and they have found out that the inflation adjusted return in gold investment has remained positive. For example, this particular study, which was conducted by World Gold Council, which analyzed the consumer price index for 35 years in USA, ranging from the year 1974 to 2008. They found out that out of these 35 years, 6 years were termed low. 6 years was termed as low inflation years, 21 years medium, and 8 years were high inflation. And in all these 3 different categories of inflation period, the CPI adjusted gold return remained positive. And the second reason which is very important for many people to hold gold is the safe haven asset. So what do you mean by safe haven? Safe haven asset means when no other asset is giving us a better return, gold is giving us a better return. So if you recall, whenever recession happens, you are not getting good return in from any, the housing sector is not, the prices of real estate is not moving, your stock market is not moving, and bond market is also not giving you good return. So everything is in decline phase, but one asset which gives you a better return compared to other investment is your gold. So gold tends to perform well. Gold tends to have a negative correlation with economic activity. So so whenever economy is in a poor state, if people have invested in gold, they get better return. So this particular study, which you can see in given in the PPT, Bohr and McDermott in 2010 conducted a survey, and they proved the safe haven asset aspect of gold. So they considered the stock index of 13 countries spanning over 30 years during 1979 to 2009, and found that gold acts as a safe haven asset in all these countries in all these years in varying degrees. There is also another study which considered a longer period of 33 years in USA, and found out that this study reported that gold returns are slightly higher than treasury bill return, and gold also have a zero beta. That means irrespective of movement of stock market, gold gives a constant return. Now let's go to analyze how the gold price has moved from year on year. This particular data again I have downloaded from the Bloomberg. This is the spot price prevailing at London Bullion Market Association, and this is the monthly average price of afternoon fix. So what is that afternoon fix? We'll discuss little later. So if you can see that gold price hovered around 200 to or below $400 for a considerable period of time from April 1991 to almost August 2002, and slowly it started picking up, and it reached around $1,744 sometime around September 2012. And after that the gold has calmed down, and it is hovering around $1,200 couple of days back. And I'll also discuss a little bit about gold quality. All of you know, whenever you go to buy gold from gold shops, they ask, this may be showing you a price of 24 karat and 22 karat. So what do we mean by this carat? Carat measures the fineness or the purity of the gold, and 24 karat gold, which is considered to be the best kind of a gold, has 99% pure. So that means if you are buying a 1 kg of gold which is of 24 karat, that means you will be buying that gold bar of 1 kg must have 990 grams of gold. So that means 10 grams can be of any other metal, but 990 grams should be gold. Similarly, you have okay, this who gives this who has developed these measures for quality of the gold. There is a all of you must have heard something called hallmarking. It's a hallmarking is a convention, and it's an international treaty which requires the member countries to maintain the purity of gold which is being bought and sold in the market. And let's 24 karat, as I mentioned, it should have a 99% carat, 99% purity should be gold. Similarly, 22 karat was 91.6, 18 karat will have a 75% as a pure gold, and different other carat is mentioned. So let's not go into this detail. So one thing I would like to mention here, that if you go and buy a gold jewelry which says that it has got 22 karat, so if you are buying a 10 gram worth of gold jewelry and it is saying that 22 karat, so that means 9.16 gram out of this 10 grams should be of pure gold. Only then this particular piece of jewelry can be hallmarked as 22 karat. It will never be hallmarked as 24 karat. It will also not be hallmarked as 20 karat. It will be hallmarked as 22 karat only when it has got 9.16 grams of gold as 9.16 gram as pure gold. So remaining 84.84 grams can be of silver or copper or any other metal, but minimum gold should be there in a 10 gram jewelry is 9.16 gram. Now, where does this gold come? As we mentioned that predominantly the gold is new gold around 3,000 ton on an average gets mined, and another portion comes from the recycled gold through scrap sales, and that means old gold sale. And also another interesting part, the gold sales by central bank and other supranational organization like International Monetary Fund and European Commercial Bank. So at times these banks can sell gold. So if they are selling the gold, then they become a supplier of the gold. But normally, since last couple of years, whenever we are seeing or discussing about the gold, we know that many central banks of many countries are acquiring gold. So this is some statistics. If you see 2001 to 2012, total supply hovers from started from at 2007, it is 3,495 tons to it is hovering around 4,405 tons in 2012, and if you see official sector supply is minus 457 and minus 535 in 2011-12 respectively. So that means these central banks have been net purchaser of the gold. If they are net seller of the gold, they will be supplying gold, and if they are net purchaser of the gold, then they will be buying gold from the market. Now, which sector demands the maximum amount of gold? So, gold demand comes from the central bank, we have discussed. Industry also consumes, but only a small portion to the tune of 8%, and a majority of gold is consumed by individuals in terms of jewellery or bar and coin form. In fact, in India, you have two specific days which are earmarked for buying gold, that is your Dhanteras and Akshaya Tritiya. So, in that these two auspicious days, most Indians buy gold, and similarly, Chinese people also have some specific days earmarked in a year. They also prefer to buy gold on those days. Now, another one interesting thing I thought of sharing with you all. As nowadays in finance and investment, we talk about SIP, that is your systematic investment plan. So, mutual fund companies tell us what is the benefit of systematic investment plan. So, if you are continuously investing and regularly investing in a particular product, you may buy buy the underlying some year at a high price, some year you are going to buy at a low price, and on an average your purchase price is going to be lower than if you are trying to time the market. In fact, if you see this Dhanteras and Akshaya Tritiya is nothing but a SIP, systematic investment plan, which has every year it kind of forced, it was kind of unofficially or like culturally these two days has been identified, so that every year Indians buy gold and hold gold. Of course, many people say that gold is a dead investment, gold is does not give us a return, specifically gold jewellery does not give us any return, which is true. But if you see why Indians have invested in a gold, there is a reason for it. So, and what is the reason? In my view, if you analyze, I don't know what is, whether you have ever gone to a rural village of India, there would be 5 to 6 kilometers vicinity, you will not have a bank or any post office. So, where do people save? How do they save? What kind of instrument they have in their, for saving? Because you need to have some saving for your kids' marriage, for your kids' education, for health, for if health related expenses, if there is a death in your family, again all the rituals associated with death. So, you need to have some asset which is liquid, and you don't have what do you do? So, saving gold and the psyche of Indian gold, why do they save? A lot of people analyze, comment negatively, but I have very strongly, I feel that this is the reason why when you do not have any investment opportunity which is liquid, you tend to go and invest in an asset which is considered to be liquid, even if it is not giving you any return. And how gold jewellery has been a liquid investment? I am sure every small market in a village also, you will have a jeweler, small jeweler, and if you take gold jewellery, instantaneously they will do some testing and they will find out whatever the amount of the gold. They may cheat you, the likelihood of you getting cheated could be high, but still at least you have an opportunity, or you have you have an avenue where you can go and maybe give your gold jewellery, lend your gold jewellery for some days, and if you require money, that particular person, the neighborhood jewellery is going to give you finances for some time to come. So, gold has been one of the most liquid asset for Indian people, and also without any bank, without any alternate investment opportunities, people will people have invested in gold, and this is going to continue to be there till a situation when you have you have access to the regular banking channel. If you have some surplus cash, you go and make a fixed deposit. Probably that is the time when the appetite for gold investment by Indian people is going to go down. Till such time, it's not going to go down. And Prime Minister's this initiative of Jan Dhan Yojana, making bank accounts available and bringing people to the banking sector, is a very important direction in this step, because even if Government of India wants to say that we are going to import less gold and all that, whatever they may say, there is going to be demand for gold, and if there is going to be demand for gold, there will be other channels by which people will be bringing gold, that is through the black market of gold. And in this context, I would also like to show you one particular piece of jewelry. This is a picture, and if you see, this is called most Indian ladies wear this. Some places it is called a kasu mala, and some places it's called a mangal sutra. And if you see these gold coins which are in the picture, gold coins which are in the picture, these gold coins can be can be strung at any point of time. So as and when ladies had some extra cash available, they were going and buying gold and putting it in their necklace, so that it also becomes as and when you have some surplus cash, you are building up a liquid asset. And why the concept of having that Mangal Sutra, and you don't take it out from your body, and it's considered inauspicious for married ladies to remove the Mangal Sutra. It's nothing to do with Indian ladies loving their spouses more or less. So it is a Stri Dhan. Indian ladies never had access to the parental property, and in case of any untoward situation happens, so this particular gold jewelry is their own asset, own property, which is not owned by probably by their husband and probably by any other family member. The word Stri Dhan, so that comes from predominantly in form of gold jewelry. So that is the reason why Indian women have been buying gold and wearing gold. And also why do we continuously wear and don't take it out? Because the moment you take it out, probably your in-laws or your husband or any family member, there is a chance of they take out and take them and sell them in the market. So make a weave a story around it, and through ages, of course, it's not a one lady or one woman who has done it. So weave a story around it, so that it's inauspicious to sell Mangal Sutra, inauspicious to sell these family heirlooms and jewelries, etc. And in this context, I would also like to say trust and religious bodies are also very important important organizations who demand gold. And they don't buy gold. There are a lot of people invest gold. So they are one of the largest gold, the amount of gold this trust and religious bodies have are huge amount. All of you may be knowing the exact quantity of the gold. I am not able to recall right this point of time. Tirumala Devasthanam, and of late recently Shirdi Sai Baba and many other temples have lot of gold jewelry. So there is also another source which is has a demand for gold, that is your exchange traded fund. So we'll be discussing about the exchange traded fund little later. So, when it goes to central bank, please see this particular slide. This official gold reserve by in tons of gold, USA has the largest reserve of 8,133.5. All this data I have downloaded from the World Gold Council, and India has 557.7 tons of gold. This is the official reserve. Of course, Indian people is as per the some statistics available, Indian household have around 2,500 tons of gold with them. And when I was talking about Indian temple holding golds, I'm sure I don't know how many of you will be able to recollect this particular picture. If you recall, this Sri Padmanabha Swami temple of Kerala, when a couple of years back, when they opened some of the rooms which were closed for hundreds of years, so they found out many precious stones, gold jewelry, gold coins, etc. But one of the most beautiful piece of single largest piece of gold gold item which they recovered is this idol of Vishnu, and it weighs around 32 kg. And why have I brought in this particular picture is that this is one of the finest workmanship in terms of if you see the kind of a body structure, the kind of design, it is unparalleled. So it is it shows the the quality of workmanship of Indian jewelers, and somehow probably we have never been able to make a initiative on making handmade jewelry a big brand from India. And I personally feel the jewelers, jeweler karigars from India, mostly from maybe Odisha, that filigree work, silver filigree, gold filigree work, and jewelers from karigars from Kolkata's workmanship is par excellence. Of course, I'm from this part of India, so that's why I'm little probably biased. I'm sure the workmanship all over the world, all over the India is par excellence, and maybe as part of the Skill India initiative, this jewelry making, handmade jewelry making could be something worth government can consider as a bouquet of skill which Indian youth could be trained. So with this we'll be ending today's session, and we'll continue with our next session, the discussion of the gold ETFs. Thanking all of you.